email from CRA about your taxes later, or maybe just that brown envelope in the mailbox that you haven't opened yet. And you're probably a little bit worried about it. So meet my client, Vicky. She's a vibrant and energetic wellness professional who's, of course, dedicated to helping her clients live healthier and more fulfilling lives from the health side of things. She's, of course, passionate about her work and always eager to learn and grow, especially when it comes to understanding her business and the taxes. So one day, Vicky got that letter from CRA. And it's the time of year that's in the fall, usually from about September to November, is the time of year when CRA sends out review letters. And so at first, Vicky was puzzled. She got this letter, 5-6 pages in government speak, saying that she needed to submit all kinds of things and whatnot. And she's never had one before. She's always been diligent about filing her taxes and all that sort of thing in the past. So she was wondering why she got this letter. So Vicky knew that even though she had a tax professional, these letters, and I tell this to all my clients, these letters will almost always go to the client directly. So you guys need to get those letters to us so that we know they came out, because we're otherwise not notified unless we go looking for it. So she knew that these kind of letters would come directly to her. And she also knew from our, conversations over the years that it was important to address these letters promptly, as ignoring them could lead to losing valuable deductions and credits on her tax return, leading her to have to repay some money or owe even more money, as well as if clients lose out on deductions and credits on their tax return, it can in turn affect the amount of child tax benefits and other government benefits that she gets, that you get, because if your taxable income changes, it affects those other benefits. So anyway, she immediately, of course, contacted me, her tax professional, and brought me into the loop, because otherwise I didn't know. So I explained to her it's CRA's, annual time of the year where they do post-assessment review of individual tax returns that had just started in September, goes to about November. And I further explained that as her authorized representative, I had fast and easy access to the CRA letters, once, of course, I know that they're there, through the represent-a-client service, and that through that represent-a-client service, I could also upload all the required documents to CRA and be able to monitor it for the many, many weeks that it takes CRA to do that review of the documents that we sent. So, of course, this was a huge relief for Vicky, knowing that I would handle most of this for her. Of course, I still needed some of her assistance to get the right documents and everything, all the pieces of the puzzle, but she was relieved to know that I would take care of the bulk of it. So I advised her that we would send the information that was requested in the letter. So even though the letter is like 5 or 6 pages long and says you have to submit all these sorts of things, that letter is generally trying to address all the possible scenarios for the things that could have been claimed on that line. So while it seems overwhelming, truly you usually for each line only have to submit 1 or 2 pieces of documentation. So anyway, I advised Vicky that we would gather up the requested information, send it to the verification center that was indicated in the letter. And for those of you who are dealing with review letters on your own, just know that there are multiple verification centers across Canada. So it's important that you make sure that you send your documents to the correct one that's listed in the letter, because otherwise it will be delayed even longer than CRA's normal processing delays. So with Vicky and her particular situation, I helped her understand the CRA letter, what was required, what we needed to submit. And then, of course, I took charge of responding to it, ensuring that she wasn't going to lose any valuable deductions or credits. The other thing you should know, just as an aside, is that sometimes when we submit a package to CRA, sometimes the agent doesn't or can't quite follow the path, even though we tried to draw it as literally as possible. So if your package gets assessed or reassessed and it's not the way it should be, don't fret, don't worry. We can resubmit it again and again and again until it's done properly. So anyway, With Vicky was very grateful for my expertise and my assistance. She realized that having the tax professional was not just about filing the taxes, but also helping navigate the complexities of the tax system after the fact and ensuring that she was in compliance with all the regulations and didn't lose out on any valuable deductions and credits. So this peace of mind is invaluable to her, was invaluable to her, as I hope it is for all of my clients. It allowed her to focus on what she loved most, helping people lead healthier lives, and allows me to focus on what I like to do, the taxes and the paperwork and that sort of stuff. So if you're like Vicky and you've received a letter from CRA, don't panic. Reach out to your tax professional and bring them into the loop. Let them guide you through the process. It's their job, it's our job to understand the intricacies, the ins and the outs of the tax system, and to ensure that you benefit from all the deductions and credits that you're entitled to. Enjoyed this week's Tax Tips Tuesday with Christine. Come back next week for another tip and enjoy the rest of your week.